Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all. Welcome back to Swaroop IT Learning Solutions. So, in this particular video series, we are learning how to install and configure Linux Mint version 22. So, we have covered part 4 up to this point. So, this is a part 5 video. So, we will practically execute following steps in this part 5 video. First is upgrading your Linux Mint 22, that is 22.0 Wilma-Cinnamon edition to 22.1, that is Xia-Cinnamon edition. So this is a major part for this particular part 5 video. We will be updating our Linux Mint 22 to 22.1. So first we will go through the introduction of Linux Mint upgradation, why it is required. Then what are the different ways of upgrading Linux Mint operating system. Second, we will be actually upgrading our Linux Mint 22 to 22.1 by two different methods altogether. So method 1 will be upgrading your Linux Mint 22 Wilma-Cinnamon to 22.1 Xia-Cinnamon through Update Manager option. This is the safest way, this is a GUI way, and it is the most easiest way. And then after upgrading this edition, we will be verifying it through our GUI as well as through command line. And then in the method 2, we will be upgrading our Linux Mint Wilma to 22.1 Xia edition through terminal, that is command line option. And after upgrading it, of course, we will be verifying it through our GUI and command line options. Okay, so we will be doing both the methods. Through GUI also we will be updating, and through command line option also. Now the GUI option is the easiest way, as I said earlier, but the command line option I need to search a lot, so it has taken a bit time for me to search all those options, but finally I got it and I will show it in our video. So let's start. So upgrading Linux Mint 22, that is Wilma-Cinnamon edition, to Linux Mint 22.1 Xia-Cinnamon edition. So first of all, we will try to understand why should we upgrade Linux Mint to latest updated version. What are the benefits? Why do we care about the upgrade? If my 22.0 is working stable, why should I update? So upgrading to the latest updated version of Linux Mint offers several benefits. First is security improvements. So new versions include security patches that fix vulnerabilities in the system and software, ensuring your system is protected against potential threats and attacks. Second is bug fixes. Each new release addresses known bugs from previous versions, improving stability and performance. This results in a smoother user experience with fewer crashes or errors. Next is new features. Of course, the latest version of Linux Mint often introduces new features that improve productivity, customization options, and usability, giving you more control over your system and improving your overall workflow. Fourth is software updates. So new releases come with the updated versions of the software and applications included with the system. So this means better functionality, performance, and compatibility with newer technologies. So we are continuing with the same point. Why should we upgrade the Linux Mint to the updated version? So improved hardware support. The latest Linux Mint version may include updated drivers and kernel versions, ensuring that your hardware, especially new devices, work correctly with the operating system. Next is performance. So performance improvements and optimizations in the latest release can lead to better speed and efficiency, especially for newer hardware or software applications. So next is long-term support. So upgrading to the latest long-term support release ensures that you will continue to receive security updates and support for an extended period, typically 5 years. We will see in the official site that what is the support end date for the latest versions, whatever we are currently working or whatever we are currently updating to. So next is community support. So the latest release usually receives active support from the Linux Mint community, including troubleshooting assistance and access to tutorials, guides, and solutions. Next is compatibility. So keeping your system up to date ensures compatibility with the latest software packages, technologies, and standards, reducing issues when using third-party applications or libraries. So overall, completing these 9 points, upgrading helps maintain a secure, stable, and efficient computing environment, keeping your system up to date with the latest improvements in the Linux Mint ecosystem. So these are the theoretical concepts I need to cover for why should we update to the latest Linux Mint version, and this is applicable to any operating system, not only for the Linux Mint. So these points are applicable for all operating systems. So it is advisable that you should not use your operating system, be it a server or be it a client, more than n-2. Okay, so this is my experience as per the IT environment. So continuing on the next part for the upgrading from Wilma to Xia. So we will see now that what are the different ways of upgrading Linux Mint 22 operating system. How can we update from, let's say, version 22 to 22.1? Okay, so what are the different ways? So first is using the update manager, that is graphical method. So the update manager in Linux Mint provides an easy and safe way to upgrade the system to the latest version. Okay, the second way is using the command line, that is terminal method. So for users who prefer the terminal or advanced users, the upgrade can be done via command line. So this method is faster but requires a bit more caution. Okay, so continuing on the what are the different ways of upgrading Linux Mint 22 operating system. So third one is of course using a fresh install, clean install method. So sometimes a fresh install is the most efficient way to upgrade, especially if you want to clean up your system and start fresh. So this method involves backing up your existing data and then installing the latest Linux Mint version from the scratch and restoring your data afterwards. Okay, so if you remember, we have covered the topic backup and restore, how to take the snapshot and then how to backup using the snapshot also, and how to backup using the backup tool also. So if you want to go for this particular method, a clean installation method of 22.1, so you need to download the ISO and then you need to format your existing system partition and you need to install the OS from the scratch. But before doing this, you should be backing up your existing data using the backup tool or even with the snapshot. So this is how you can go for this option. Next is using the apt command with the manual repository update. Okay, so this method involves manually changing your repository sources to point to the new version and using apt command to perform the upgrade. So this is the particular option. We will be doing it practically in the later stages. So this is generally not recommended for the beginners, but we will see how to do it practically. Okay, so for this video series purpose, we will execute following two methods for Linux Mint upgrade. So first method is of course using the update manager, that is graphical method, and second method is using terminal, that is command line interface option. Okay, through your apt command. So let's start our practical. So step number 1, through Linux Mint OS, start menu, search for the update manager and open it. So I will go back to my Linux Mint machine first. I will log in with the Linux admin account. And it is automatically launching our update manager. I will tell you why. I will close this first of all. So this is the Linux Mint I have installed freshly again for this particular lab module. So this particular OS is not containing any updates. This is a fresh OS. Okay, so I have given the internet access also to this particular Linux Mint operating system. So we will be updating our machine from the scratch and we will be updating it to latest version, that is 22.1 also. Okay, so our first step is to start the update manager. Okay, so you can see over here update manager is already automatically launched. Okay, but if you want to manually launch the update manager, you can go to the start menu and search option and you can open it from here also. Okay, so here this is the first time it is launching because this is a fresh operating system I have just installed from the scratch. So I will say OK over here, and then first of all it will give you a false positive kind of a message that your system is up to date, although it is not. Okay, so we have already covered this part in the part 2 video, but now since we are updating to the newer version, we are just updating this machine one more time. So let me just go through our next step. So step 2 is update manager, click on refresh. So in order to scan this machine again freshly for the updates, I am just refreshing it. Let's see what it does. It should scan it for the latest updates. So there are two steps we need to carry out over here. First of all, we need to update our update manager version also itself, and then we need to update your other updates. So you can see the new version of update manager is available, the Mint upgrade info 1.2.7. okay, so let's go back to our PPT. So step 3 will be install the Mint upgrade info update by clicking apply. So apply the update. I will just enter the Linux admin password. Now since I am a Windows guy and it's easy to understand for the Windows persons, this is a generic error, that's fine, you can ignore it. It's like updating your WSO scan CAF file so that it will scan your machine with the latest criteria or latest standards. Okay, so we have updated our update manager also, right? if I'm going to help and about, you can see the mint update manager version also over here. Okay, so now it is showing us that these many updates are pending. Okay, since this is a, again I'm repeating, since this is a fresh OS, we are installing it from this updating it from the scratch. So 128 updates, near about 1 GB is available, right? So let's go back to our PPT. So step 4 is through update manager, finish installing other updates as well. So we'll be installing our all the updates, and after that we will see how to update our Linux Mint from 22 to 22.1. So it is always advisable to update your system with the latest updates before going for a major upgrade, that is your version upgrade. And here I will say OK. And now it will start downloading the all the updates. Since this is for the fresh OS, all the updates will be downloaded, so it will take some time. So I'm pausing this video as of now. Once this updates installation is completed, I will come back to you with the next step. Now you can see the packages have been downloaded and it is actually installing our particular software or updates. So you can click on details and you can see the different kind of packages are getting installed now. So after this it should ask for us for the reboot, and after the reboot we will go for the actual version upgrade. Now remember, we are updating this particular 22.0 version as of now with the latest updates. Okay, after that we will go for the upgrade phase, that is 22.1. So we have completed our updates installation and I have rebooted the machine as been asked for. Okay, so remember this is a fresh OS, that's why we have updated it from the scratch. Okay, and all the updates have been installed. Remember, these updates are for 22.0, that is our current version, Wilma version. Okay, we have not yet updated our OS version to 22.1, but the first step we have completed by updating it. Why we need to update? Because this is a fresh OS. Okay, so I have restarted the machine. Now let's first of all log in with the Linux Mint and let's move on to the next step. Now if you want to understand how to update this machine and all, although I have shown you over here also, but there is a dedicated part 2 video also for this, for updating your Linux Mint right from the scratch. Okay, so we have updated this Linux Mint machine for version 22 Wilma. Okay, let's move on to the next step. So restart the Linux Mint once pending updates gets installed. We have already done this. Okay, now next step is we need to take a snapshot, latest snapshot of your current operating system as a safer fallback point. So why do we are required to take a snapshot? Because if anything goes wrong while upgrading your OS version from 22 to 22.1, you can always fall back to the last snapshot one, right? So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a snapshot, but I'm pausing this video as of now. I will show you once the snapshot is created. And if you want to understand how to take a snapshot for your operating system, you can refer back to my part 4 video. Okay, so I'm not going to take the snapshot through this particular video. I'm just completing that process, pausing this video as of now. Once the snapshot is ready, I will come back to you. So as you can see, this snapshot is getting created. Let it finish. I will come back to you. So now you can see the latest snapshot has been created. It is showing us a date and time, and we have completed our snapshot creation step. Okay, so before doing any major updates, installation and all, it is always advisable to create a snapshot. If anything goes wrong, we can always safely fall back to our working point. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. So next step is, now we are ready for our Linux Mint version update, right? And now we will be updating it from Linux Mint 22 Wilma edition to Xia edition. Okay, so we need to first of all open the update manager. So of course from here also I can directly launch it. This is the update manager, and currently it is showing up to date for this particular version, that is 22.0 Wilma edition, right? So let's see what can be our next step. So through update manager, click on edit and click upgrade to Linux Mint 21.1 Xia option. Okay, so let's see. I will say edit, and there is an option called upgrade to Linux Mint 22.1 Xia. Okay, it will give you one result, and we will walk through it step by step. So on update manager's Linux Mint upgrade introduction window, click next. So this is just a general introduction window for Linux Mint 21.22.1 Xia. So I will say next over here. Next is on update manager's Linux Mint upgrade release notes window. Read the release notes information if you wish to, of course, and click next. So as of now I'm just clicking next. Sorry. On update manager's Linux Mint upgrade new features window, read the new features information online if you wish to, and click next. So you can click on this particular link and you will get all the new features information. What are the new features available for 22.1 Xia, and you can go through those new features if you want to. As of now I'm just clicking next. Next is on update manager's Linux Mint upgrade requirements page. Accept the agreement and click apply. Okay, so this is an agreement, and I will say apply. So let me enter the Linux admin password. Now you can see it has started downloading the package information, and this is not the updates, but this is upgrade. So it is actually upgrading our operating system from 22 to 22.1 Xia edition. Okay, the current edition is Wilma. Again and again I am repeating this, your OS version is getting updated, not the OS updates. OS updates we have already done in the previous step. See, we have already done that. Now we are monitoring the OS upgrade process. Okay, so there is a difference between update and upgrade. Okay, updating means something you are updating with the updates which are applicable to that OS version. Upgrading means you are upgrading that whole OS version itself. Okay, simple definition, no rocket science. So let it complete. It will take some time, around about 5 to 10 minutes it will take, and then After this upgrade completes, we will see whether our operating system is actually been upgraded to 22.1 or not, and how to verify that. I think it's just about to complete. Let's see. No, it is again going for some more time. So this is the most safest and straightforward procedure for updating your operating system version, okay, through update manager and through GUI mode. So as you can see, it is now actually installing our new version 22.1. Previously it was downloading all the required packages. Now it is installing and removing the software, means it is removing some of the unwanted softwares from the previous version also, that is 22. It is continuing to download some additional packages and installing our software. Since it is a major version update, it is taking that much time. And now you can see the confirmation message, your operating system was successfully upgraded. Please reboot your computer for all changes to take effect. So let's go back to our PPT. So once OS upgrade process finishes, on summary page click on close, and then of course we need to reboot our Linux Mint OS once. So just closing this and closing this also, and I'm rebooting the machine now. I'm logging with the Linux admin password. Now we have rebooted the machine. Now we need to verify the updated version, right? So once rebooted, log in with Linux admin account and open the command terminal. So I'm opening the command terminal and we will see how to verify it. And now there is one command we need to enter, that is hostnamectl, to check the latest operating system version as Linux Mint 22.1. So let me enter that command. And now you can see over here the operating system version it is showing as Linux Mint 22.1, that is your Xia. Okay, so this is one confirmation that our operating system version has been upgraded. Okay, let's see, there is another way, second way, a GUI way. Some engineers are preferring GUI confirmation, some engineers are okay with the command line, so that's fine. So I'm just giving the both the confirmation. So alternatively, you can check the latest OS information through Start Preferences System Info window. So I'm closing this opening. Here you can directly type system info. You can open it, and here you can see over here the operating system it is showing Linux Mint 22.1 Cinnamon. Okay, it is not giving you the code name. As I said, the code name for 22 is Wilma and for 22.1 is Xia. Okay, we will see how to verify that code name. So if I am going to my net official web link, then I will give you the code name and other things, that how to identify your code name for your operating system for Linux Mint I am talking about, and that is important for the next part. So this is one way of updating your Linux Mint through Update Manager. Now I'm just putting two sub parts for this part 6 video, part 5 video. So this is the first part, updating your Linux Mint through Update Manager. In the next sub part we will see how to update it through command line option. Okay, so till the time for this second part, I'm just pausing this video. I will come back to you. So welcome back. So now we will move on to our next method. In the first method we have seen how to update your Linux Mint 22 through GUI mode through your Update Manager. Now we will see how to update your Linux Mint through command line or terminal option. Okay, so let me go back to my OS and let's see what can be our next step. So as I said, we will be now upgrading your Linux Mint Wilma, that is 22, to Linux Mint 22.1 Xia through terminal. Okay, so we have completed one method and I have refurnished that particular OS again, means I have reverted back to the fresh OS installation. Now in the fresh OS installation also we will now go through the second method, as I said, of upgrading Linux Mint 22 Wilma edition to Linux Mint 22.1 Xia edition. Okay, through command line or terminal option. Now since we have reinstalled our OS as a fresh one, just to show you the upgrade, what all steps we have already covered. So steps we have already completed and covered in the previous model with this OS also, that we have updated the Linux Mint 22 Wilma edition with all latest updates. So we'll verify this. Okay, first of all let me show you the current version. So you can see the current version is 22. Okay, and if I'm going to my Update Manager, if I'm refreshing it just to make sure that my machine is updated with the latest updates for this particular edition, it should give me the message that your system is up to date. See, so now my system is up to date. Okay, so this step we have already covered and taken a latest screenshot of Linux Mint 22 Wilma OS. So we have taken the latest screenshot also, right? So let me just open that particular command for you, and just to show you that we have taken this screenshot also. And now you can see this particular snapshot wizard has opened, and I have taken the latest snapshot. Just in case something goes wrong, we can always revert to the working copy of your OS. Okay, so this is also completed. So let me close this. Let's go back to our PPT. Now next step is, as I said, I'm again and again using these terms Xia and Wilma. Now what are those uh, terms we need to understand? So through official of Linux Mint support site, note down the Linux Mint OS version and code name as follows. Okay, so I'm going back to my machine which is having an internet access. So I'm going back to my Windows system which is having an internet access and opening the Linux Mint official website. So on a Google you can simply type Linux Mint versions. Okay, so it will open this official site. If I'm clicking on this particular link, so you can see over here the latest version is 22.1 and the code name for it is Xia, and it is having further three sub flavors: cinnamon, mate and slash. Now previously the current version of our Linux Mint on which we are working is 22 and its code name is Wilma. Okay, now why do we care about these code names and all? I will just let you know in next step. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. So as we have noted down, the version of 22.1 code name is Xia and version for 22 code name for Wilma. This is for the Linux Mint operating system, right? So why we need to note down this one, we will come to know in the next couple of steps. Okay, so in the next step, one more time we will confirm that our current version is Linux Mint 22. So I'm just opening my command prompt from Linux Mint system. And you can see the current version is Linux Mint 22. Okay, so next is enter command hostnamectl that we have already done, and the current version is 22 that we have confirmed. So next is we need to shut down the Linux Mint OS for a couple of reasons. We need to provide the internet access to Linux Mint operating system if not done already, because we have rebuilt this particular OS from the scratch, so we have not given the internet access as yet. Okay, so I will go to the settings and you can see over here this adapter is already added, so the internet access is already been provided, so we don't want to shut down this as of now. I have already provided that, so this step is also already completed, so that's why I have just written if not done already, so that's fine. So we have given the internet access. Now next step is, this is also done. We need to log in with the root command, because some of the commands required us permissions at the root level. So order to avoid all those errors, I need to log in with the root account. So currently I have logged in with the Linux admin account. So I'm just restarting my machine so that I can log in with root account. Okay. So now I'm logging with the root account. By default, the root account is not enabled in Linux Mint OS. So I have shown in the previous video how to enable your root account. You can refer to that video. So we have logged in with the root account now. Now let's move on to the next step. So now the next particular couple of commands are very important to understand and very important to execute, although those are not giving any outputs, but they are required in order to update your Linux Mint from 22 to 22.1. Okay, now what are those commands and why do we require those commands? Let's understand first, because this is the most important part of this particular upgrade process. Okay, so the first command we need to enter is sudo, then sed minus I, and then in the etc folder, which is like system32 folder in Windows, there is an folder called Wilma, and our sources means your update sources files list residing over there. So we need to replace this Wilma name with Xia for our apt and then package sources list. And same way, in the second command we will be replacing our Wilma entries with Xia entry on the sources list of your official package repositories. So first is an update source list and second is a package repository list. What we are doing, we are replacing our entries, means the reference entries from Wilma, that is Linux Mint 22 version, to Xia version, so that the update manager will refer to the sources list of Xia and so package repository list of Xia. You're getting my point? If not, reverse this video and listen to this again. I'm just repeating one more time. We are replacing our update sources list and official package repository list from Wilma version to Xia version. Okay, now let's say tomorrow your Linux Mint version will come as 22.2 and whatever its name is XYZ. So you will be replacing this Xia with the newer version name, code name. Okay, whatever XYZ name it will be. So same way you can replace these list names, and then we need to carry out our upgrade process. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just entering those two commands from the terminal window and let's see what happens. So I'm coming back to my Linux Mint and we have logged in with root, if you remember. Okay, so let's enter those two commands. Now before entering this, let me just tell you one thing. I have just mounted, so I have mapped my Windows shared drive on my root home, and there is a folder I have already created under documents, MNT folder. So under MNT folder I have mapped my Windows share. So how to map the Windows share, what is the command, I have explained in my previous video, so you can refer to that video. So why I have mapped, because that particular command is a bit longer one, so I will copy paste it directly from here. So I will go to this particular file and it will be easier for us to copy that whole folder, this particular commands. Okay, so the first command we need to run is this one, where we are actually, as I have explained earlier, where we have to replace our update sources list from Wilma edition to Xia edition. So this is the command I need to put in. So I'm just copying this command and putting it in a terminal one. Paste. Okay. Wilma to Xia, right? This is the older version, the current version, and this will be the new version. Okay. Enter. Nothing will happen. It will just update the sources list entries from Wilma to Xia edition. That means 22 to 22.1. And same thing, this is for the update entries, and same thing is for your official package repositories. So I'm entering the second command also, and this one. Now both the entries have been replaced, or both the entries have been updated, you can say that. Okay, now let's go back to our PPT. So as I said, above two commands will replace apt cache sources list, that means your update list, and official package repository list from Wilma Linux Mint 22.0 to Xia Linux Mint 22.1. Okay. Now next command is, so through terminal window again we need to run one more command, that is sudo apt get update and sudo apt get dist upgrade. Now what does this particular command means? First of all, it will scan our system for any further updates, and then it will scan and install our distribution upgrade. Distribution upgrade means OS upgrade. Okay, in Linux they are calling every operating system as a distribution. So this dist upgrade means it is actually upgrading your operating system from the older version to the current available version, to the newer version. Okay, so I'm entering this command now in terminal. So this command, and this command will take some time to complete. Okay, because it will download a lot of repositories and your package updates. So this is the third command, and now I'm entering this. Okay, so you can see over here there are a lot of packages and your updates which it is currently downloading, and then it will ask us for the continuation confirmation. So let me just go to the next step. So monitor the command output and press Y means for yes when prompted. So it has asked us for the confirmation, yes or no. So I will put in yes and enter. Okay, now it will start downloading your whole lot of packages and all, and you can see over here the percentage completion is showing at the bottom of your screen. So it will take some time to complete this particular upgrade of operating system. So I'm pausing this video as of now. Once this is completed 100%, I'm coming back to you with the next command or next step. Okay, by the time let it complete. So now it's about to complete. Now it's now unpacking your packages and installing it, whichever are applicable. It is not installing it all 100%. Whichever are applicable for the upgrade process, it is installing those packages. So we have completed our command. Now you can see all the packages have been set up. Now let's move on to the next step. So we have already completed this particular process, monitoring, and which is updating your Linux Mint OS with latest updates and package repositories with version 22.1 Xia. Okay. Now next is through terminal run the following command. One more command we need to run, sudo apt-get upgrade. So this command actually is for getting the new upgrade packages if anything is still left. Okay, so I'm coming back to my Linux Mint machine. Clearing the screen, and now I'm entering the last command. So this will be our last command for this. Okay, and paste it, and you can see over here 0 upgraded, 0 newly installed, 0 to remove. Okay, that means nothing is left for the upgradation. Okay, everything is upgraded as of now. Okay, so command monitor the command output and restart the Linux Mint once. So we have monitored the command output. Now we need to restart our machine once. So I'm closing this, I'm restarting this machine once. And now we have logged in with the Linux admin account. Now let's move on to the next step. So once restarted, log into your Linux Mint OS with the Linux admin account and open the command terminal, and we need to again one more time enter the same command, hostname ctl. And now you can see over here the version it is showing as Linux Mint 22.1, right? So this is the latest one what we have upgraded. So enter the command hostname ctl to check the current OS version as Linux Mint 22.1, right? So we have upgraded our Linux Mint from 22 to 22.1 through command line. How we have upgraded? First of all, we have replaced our update source list, and then we have replaced our package source list. Once both the source lists have been replaced, we have run our get update and get upgrade command. So by which it is actually getting the upgrades and updates from the newer source list. What is the newer source list? 22.1 Xia, right? We have replaced the name source list from Wilma to Xia. I hope you got the procedure. If not, reverse this video and watch it again. And last step should be you need to check to GUI also if you want to through your system info window, which we have done in the earlier part also when we have updated our OS through update manager. So I'm closing this, I'm opening the system info, and you can see over here it is showing Linux Mint 22.1. okay, so we have seen two methods for upgrading our Linux Mint from 22 to 22.1. One is through update manager, which is a straightforward procedure. Second one a bit advanced through terminal, right? replacing your package repositories and your update sources. Okay. So in the upcoming part 6 video of Administering Linux Mint 22 series, we will cover following topics. So some more topics I'm covering for this. First, we will configure our Linux Mint OS for booting in default command line, that is terminal mode, for secure shell environment. Now, when I have started my career around about 24 years ago, there was a Red Hat Linux and some couple of Unix versions were there who were not supporting your desktop environment, and they are by default running in command prompt. So it's a more secure kind of an shell environment where directly desktop is not coming or this thing. You can enter your password, you can run all the commands whichever you are doing, all the functionalities through command line. So we will try to make our Mint OS booting from your default GUI mode to terminal mode, and then we will try to see whether from terminal mode we can launch the GUI mode and again coming back to the command prompt, whatever it may be possible. I need to search for that solution. Once that is ready, I will release this video. Now the second point, I will give you some top 20 to 25 OS command line references for Mint OS, and those commands can be useful for the daily workarounds or daily functionalities for Linux Mint operating system. Okay, so let's see, and I will give you the official link also for learning all those command line references from Linux Mint community or Linux Mint official support site. So thanks all for watching this video and for your time. This is your host from Swaroop IT Solutions. If you like this particular video, do share it with your friends and colleagues, and don't forget to subscribe to this particular channel. Thank you again. Have a good day.